Okay, it's 5:30. We're going to call the meeting to order. Would you please stand for the pledge? Salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the Texas pledge.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Please join me in prayer. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we just thank you for the opportunity to be here this evening. Please help us to remember to always do what's best for kids. We thank you for this district. We ask that you especially bless us this week and watch over our kids as they're involved in so many activities. Keep them safe and keep us focused. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Staff spotlight.
Okay, well, we'll start with our staff spotlight. Now we're honoring Zach Tyler. And Zach was an A last year in our behavior classroom at the intermediate school, and this year he's the teacher. So he's been working hard, got his teacher certification, and has really lent a lot of continuity and stability to that classroom, because teaching in behavior classroom is tough. You know, a lot of those kids have disabilities that cause them to act out, and you've got to be very patient and calm and understanding, and Zachary does a great job, and so we're sure proud to have him back in the classroom. I like this, that I think Bridget spoke with him a little bit. He said, I recall being a knucklehead in school, and he looks back fondly on the teachers that helped him in those circumstances, and he hopes that he can be that teacher for his students. So when they see who really cares, makes an impact, creates a difference in their lives. I thought that was really a nice quote and a great way of looking at it, Zach. So how has the first few weeks been?
It's been great. I was already used to it anyway, so it's just transitioned to a new position, and it's still same classroom, same kids.
Were your students glad to see you as the teacher?
Oh yeah.
That's good.
It's more money, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Well, Zach, we're sure proud of you, and we've got a certificate for you. Bridget, you want to take a picture with him too? Here. That's it.
Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and one more.
Zach, you sure you don't want to tell us some of your knucklehead stories?
We'll save those for another day.
All right. Well, guys, we'll transition to the student spotlight, if that's okay with Mr. Amen. This is an interesting story. So I've got Jason Moogie here today. This is exciting. So Jason, he's very articulate. He did a good job of telling me this story. He was shooting hoops on Saturday, September 3rd. And Jason lives close to Live Oak Baptist Church. And as you guys know, Live Oak had a pretty bad fire here recently. So he noticed a suspicious looking person walking away from the church. So Jason, correct me if I get you this wrong, who's now the main suspect in the arson case. And so he noticed him, and he noticed smoke, and so he talked to his dad and alerted Tim that they better call 911. And so Jason, you made the phone call, didn't you?
My mom made the
Your
phone
mom
call.
did?
I told them about it. They were
Okay.
all on the back porch.
Okay. So was that kind of a nervous time for you?
No, it just happened. It happened so fast. I didn't have any time to react.
And then Tim ran and turned off the gas and the power to the church. So that really helped a lot too, as far as keeping it from exploding and spreading further. And so, and these two guys, father and son, tried to get into the church, but the handle was too hot. Is that right?
He threw a piece of asphalt through the door.
So we've got him on breaking and entering.
I did have to file a police report for that.
This is actually an elaborate sting operation. Yeah.
You're finding it.
That's right. So that was exciting. And it just, and you'll know, Jason noticed there was no flames. It just scorched the entire building. And so a lot of damage, a lot of work's going to have to be done to rebuild it. So we feel for those church members. But it could have been a lot worse had Jason not been observant and looking and taking note and rushed to tell mom and dad. So I made Jason one, and I made Tim one for turning off the power. I should have made one from Legene for calling 911.
Hey, I
Or-
was just a bystander, just
Yeah. Or for just putting up with Tim all these years. But I really did. I wanted to honor these two guys because the whole family does a lot for GISD and contribute a lot. In fact, Tim's about to go coach my daughter in volleyball at his house, so we got to get them out of here in a hurry. So we'll take a picture. Is that okay with you guys?
Mom's
Two.
coming.
1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Thank you.
Did you know Jason runs cross country on the varsity, came in second?
I saw that.
Yes, he did.
I saw that. Yep, yep, you did very well.
Tyler.
He'll graduate soon. Yeah, yeah. Guys, we're sure proud of y'all.
You're welcome to stay, or if you want to endure the boring meeting, you're welcome.
Yeah, this is usually the
Might
point
have
where
volleyball
everybody.
practice. It sounds like a fun meeting.
Yeah.
Come next
Thank
time.
y'all.
Guys, thank y'all.
Good job. Good job. Good job, little man.
Thank you, sir. There you go.
Yeah.
Is there anyone here that has a comment to make to the board about an item that's not on the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move to the consent agenda. Being those items that are routine every month that we don't really spend much time on unless a board member wants to pull one to discuss it. They include minutes of the August 1st special meeting, minutes of the August 8th special meeting, minutes of the August 15th regular meeting, and minutes of the August 30th special meeting. So we've really been here a lot this month. Financial statements as of August 31st, bills and payrolls for August 22nd, quarterly investment report as of August 31st, vital signs report, food service report, contribution to drug-free senior party, which was $1,500, contribution to the junior senior prom, which was $1,500. Anybody want to pull any of those?
Can I make a comment?
Sure.
Under vital signs, I was impressed with our attendance percentages. So I'd like to tell the building principals, thank you for the work that y'all been doing.
Yes.
And getting that number where it needs to be.
Any other comments?
You'll get a certificate next month.
There are here a motion that we accept these.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Charles motions, Mary Ann seconds. All in favor? So the consent agenda is approved. Now we have items that are not voted on, just information. We'll start with athletic participation numbers.
This time of year is when Ricky comes and gives us an update on how many student athletes we have and the successes so far.
It's been pretty good. I think you've got a copy in your packet there of our student athlete number right now. This was from 2 weeks ago with 771 students in high school and junior high. Those numbers, that's 56% of our high school student body and 75% every 3 out of 4 at the junior high campus, which we're proud of that. We've added, a few sports the last 2 or 3 years at junior high, and just really enhance our programs from top to bottom with getting those things lined up vertically, and just those numbers are good. If we can get kids to participate in athletics and extracurriculars, we can help keep them out of trouble, make them be accountable in their grades, which also is coming up soon. So we're proud of that number. We think that number has actually increased to about 6 kids since this was totaled. So we have 771 student athletes right now. We're proud of that. A separate sheet that you may or may not have, just a recap of our fall sports. We've had a really good start. Cross country, our boys team has won their first 4 meets of the season. They're getting a lot of attention. Carlo Martinez has won his first 4 individual races. He's not just one of the best runners in our area, he's one of the best in the state and also in the nation. I mean, he's gaining that type of publicity right now. He's running in the elite division at the Round Rock Invitational on Saturday, which is where the state meet course is. And our teams are going there, but he's running in a division where if you think you're pretty good. You're in that elite division, so it'd be interesting to see him there. On the girls' side, they've had a couple of third-place finishes, and his sister Vanya has won all 4 of her races. She's just a sophomore. Carlo is a senior, so cross country's had a head start. Football teams right now, of course, varsity beat Mahia last Friday. They're 3-1. They are a combined 12-3-1 through the first 4 weeks, and can't say enough about Aaron Hunter and the coaching staff for what they've done. Just his intensity, the coaches, and those kids. It's pretty infectious, and it's gone through their entire program. On tennis. Got a tennis mom here. They're 12-2 overall. They're 2-0 in district play. They've won 11 straight district matches, team tennis district matches, dating back 3 years ago. And they're looking to win their 3rd consecutive district title undefeated with 2 more wins. Volleyball is 14-15 overall. 3 of the teams have winning records. They open district play here Friday. And then academically, our first, not the first 9 weeks, but our first, it's a 6-week UIL report. Is that grading period ends Friday. So, last year we came up here and bragged a lot about our 90%, 96%, and 94% student passing rates for athletics, and we're hoping it continues that way as well. So the one coming up that ends Friday is for UIL purposes only. The first 9 weeks comes in about 3 weeks later. So that's what's going on right now. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you very much.
Ricky gets out here before you can ask him questions.
You want to watch junior high volleyball? Call me on that.
Parking lot safety procedures for the high school.
So Ms. Barrows is going to present this. We had some excitement in our parking lot a couple of weeks ago, and we would have honored those 3 young ladies, but they wish to remain anonymous. But we've thanked them internally. But Ms. Barrows is going to talk about how her parking lot procedures help to shine a light on this person.
So it was kind of a tedious project we took on at the beginning of the school year, where if you were driving your own personal vehicle, all students had to get a parking permit, and it also, the number that you were given, it matched your physical parking place, so that when we walked by we could see both of them matched. It was a little bit tedious, but it's really paid off. So we've had 2 secure holds at the high school. Both had incidences that were tied to the parking lot. But then we've also got numerous calls throughout the day where we were alerted to something going on in the parking lot or had to review film. And then the other part of it was when we bring in the drug dogs, and if they alert on a vehicle, we used to have to call the tag number into the office. They'd have to look it up. It took quite a bit of time to find out, hey, can you send Marie Barrows out to look at her car? So now we can just basically look at the number and we know who's parked in that parking place. The other part of it is if there's someone that's not supposed to be on our parking lot, which is the 2 secure lockdowns we've had. One was close to it, one should not have been there. It created, I would say, situational awareness that when you walk in your living room and you're used to something, you know if a chair is out of place. Well, that's what our students are able to do now. Instead of just parking wherever they wanted to, and when they get out, they know the cars parked next to them. They know where their friends park, and so it brings a heightened alertness when they're traveling through the parking lot. And so when they see something that should not be there or is questionable, they're quick to alert us, and just the turnaround time is very quick. So that's kind of an overview. We've had a lot of security and safety measures put into place. This was one of those that we were kind of on the fence about because it was so tedious starting out at the beginning of the year. But it's probably been the most impactful thing on a daily basis, and being able to review and be able to look at film and stuff. So.
That's good.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, Marie. We're still waiting for our door audit email too, where they give you the window of time where we'll be coming to your school district between point A and point B to check your doors. And so we'll see when we get that too.
School police department.
So it's been a couple of months since we gave you guys an update on that. We've been making good progress. We had the actual Texas Commission on Law Enforcement rep come to GISD, and she did our site visit. So the headquarters for the police department is at the high school. She went in, she looked through a lot of different things, the actual office building, equipment, asked Officer Stiles a lot of questions, asked us a lot of questions, and a very favorable response. She said we'll probably get an email here in the next few weeks saying approved. She said, in fact, there are a lot of school districts in Texas that are creating their own police department. a lot of which were in response to Uvalde. So she said my bosses are working through it as fast as they can, but she was very, very positive about what all we had done. So we're making good progress. I just want to let y'all know kind of where we were at on that, and that we are one step closer. We're almost to the end. So.
I've noticed that SROs are driving local PD.
Because they're still city employees, so nothing has switched yet.
Okay.
School Health Advisory Council.
That's me, I believe. This is actually an action item. Every year, the board is required to approve the potential members of the Student Health Advisory Committee, SHAC committee. And in an effort to try to gain or to include more people in the process, if you remember the list last year, it was probably about 30 names, because you've always had to fill it out on paper and submit it on paper. And the reality is just people don't go through that extra step for whatever reason, or they turn it into a paper that's incomplete and we can't use it. So this year we included it as part of our online registration process, made it much simpler for people to express their interest in participating, and we have almost 300 names of people that said they wanted to. We know probably they won't all show up to the meetings, but they're going to be invited because we do want people to participate and be involved in the decision-making process, be able to put their input. And so there's a list that you have attached in your packet, and it's just names and emails. And that's how we invite the parents by that email that they submitted. They'll get an email telling them when the meeting is, and they'll get a calendar invite inviting them to the meeting. And it is my recommendation to approve the list of parent volunteers to be eligible to participate on the 2022-2023 SHAC committee.
Anybody want to?
I assume all the people that's approved on the list has been, I guess, checked for security reasons.
We don't, for this list, because it's after school meetings, we have not traditionally done background checks to that point for this. If that's something we need to look at, we'd be happy to.
There's no kids around. It's after hours. Yeah. But good idea. Good thing.
So you take all of those names and discuss them and decide to invite a certain amount?
We invite them all to start, and then, I mean, historically we know you're going to get about, hopefully we'll get more than we got last year, but if we can get 20 to 30 people to come, if they all show up, then we'll just have to make do with that first meeting and move it to the high school auditorium real fast and go from there.
Or the football stadium.
Yeah, the stadium. Do you hear a motion to do the selection? Okay, Jimmy, and a second. All right, Cheyenne, all in favor? Anyone opposed? This couldn't possibly bring us to the end of the meeting.
You did 4 meetings in August, so you get a break in September.
Could we go ahead and do the October one? And all right, we're dismissed and we're going into executive session. Thank you.